I have a secret. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share it with you. And the secret is this. Everything in your life you don't want can be let go of. And everything you do want is possible. You just have to believe it. And I'm about to tell you exactly how to do that. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you a story about the 5 chapters of our life from the great Wayne Dyer and what Jesus, through his crucifixion, did and taught us. And it might not be anything like what you think it is, about how letting go of the things you don't want and grabbing onto the things you do want are absolutely possible in your life today. And it's all about one perspective shift. Let's get into it right now. I'm Jim, y'all, and I share how to find peace, purpose, and prosperity in your life. I found it in mine, and I want to help you to do the same. If that sounds like something you want some more of, subscribe below right there. There's also a link there if you would want to discuss working with me. There's a couple of links and a couple of different ways to do that very thing. What is this secret to letting go of the things we don't want and beginning to embrace the things we do want? It is a mental shift, and I'm not going to make you wait to the end. Here is the shift. You have to start believing that you are not you. Now, what does that mean? It means this. It means that you are, as Wayne Dyer says, a spiritual being having a human experience. You are not a human being having a spiritual experience. What is he talking about? What he is saying is the real you is an eternal you. The real you is a spiritual you. The real you is the entity that lives within you. Your awareness helps you to understand that entity. It's your consciousness, and it's so much bigger and so much more vast than our brains often are able to wrap our minds around. What he's saying there is the real you continues on forever and ever. And our problem in this life is we battle two us's, the real us, the spiritual us, and the ego us, the part of us that we've taught ourselves over the years, and society and influences and all those people in our life have taught us that we are. That's our ego. And our ego likes to hang on strongly to this person you've developed that you believe that you are. But the spiritual you, the you that loves without fear, the you that's able to let go of anything in life that is not wanted in your life, that real you is super powerful. That real you is fully connected to God, is divinely inspired, and that real you can change everything in your life as it is right now. Are there some things you want to let go of right now? Are there some new things you want to get a hold of and embrace? When you plug into the real you, I promise you, all of that is possible. Wayne Dyer shares this great story about a friend of his that was challenged to write down the 5 chapters of her life, to summarize her life up in 5 chapters. She said this: chapter 1 of my life is I was walking down a street and I fell in a hole, and it took me a long time to get out of the hole. I didn't see the hole. Chapter 2 in my life was I was walking down that same street, and this time I saw a hole, but somehow I managed to fall into that same hole, and it took me a long time to get out. Chapter 3 is I walked down the street again in my life, and I saw this same hole, and this time I was aware of the hole, and I tried to go around the hole, but I still managed out of habit to fall in the hole. Chapter 4 as I walked down that same street in my life, I saw the hole, and this time I gently stepped around the hole and avoided the hole and managed not to fall in the hole again. And chapter 5 in my life is I took another street. Now, what is that story talking about? I love what Wayne Dyer's friend learned in that story, and it's this. You need a new street in your life. You need to quit falling in the same holes, even when sometimes you intentionally do it. Sometimes you do it out of habit. Sometimes you unintentionally do it. A hole is a hole, and it traps us. And whatever hole you're trapped in today, the things you don't want in your life, you can let go of. You can step out of your hole today. Why? Because you're not a human being having a spiritual experience. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. And when you start to understand what keeps us in the hole in our life is our ego, is that part of us that we've built up that has limiting beliefs about ourselves, that part of us that lives in guilt and fear, thinking we can't or we're not worthy, all those things, that's ego. That's the you you've built. That's not the spiritual you. That's not the free you. when you begin to let go of all of that thinking and realize you're a spiritual being, you're just having a human experience in this current moment, all bets are off. Nothing is impossible. Nothing out there that's in that hole you feel stuck in cannot be overcome. You can climb out of your hole. You can let go of anything in your life. Now, what does the crucifixion of Jesus have to do with this? Jesus taught a very important lesson through his crucifixion, and it is simply this. Jesus said one time before he was crucified to the religious leaders of his day, destroy this temple and in 3 days I will raise it up. And boy, they were incensed because they thought he meant he was going to destroy the physical temple there in their holy city. And they used this as part of the means to justify crucifying him even. They saw it the way they saw their lives, in a purely physical sense. Why? Because they were stuck in the same hole that all humanity's been stuck in for thousands of years. They see only a physical existence. Jesus wasn't even talking about a physical temple. He was talking about himself. And he said, destroy this temple. He knew the crucifixion was coming. He said, crucify me, and in 3 days, I'm going to raise back up. What was he saying? He was saying, you can't destroy what exists eternally. He said, bring your worst, do your thing. And the crucifixion, for all of its power and its meaning and all it did, there's a core there that we miss, and it's that we can't be destroyed. We are eternal beings just like Jesus. We are eternal creatures that can't be torn down and destroyed. The moment we begin to shift our mindset and realize that who we really are at our core can't be destroyed. Anyone who attacks you verbally, Jesus gave us a great example in the crucifixion. He took all kinds of insults and physical pain and all of that stuff, and he did it, and what did he pour back out? Love. Why? Because he understood that he was a spiritual being at the moment, having a human experience, that there's no hole he could not climb out of. There is no obstacle he could not overcome. There is no thing that could have any impact on who he really was and what he was here to do and what he was trying to teach us. You are a spiritual being, my friend. There are no limitations on your future or your life, and there are no obstacles really holding you back other than the ones you've built up in your mind. There are no attacks that are powerful enough to destroy you. Why? Because this thing we live in is an earth shell. The real you is on the inside. It's the spiritual you. And when you start to realize that, I promise you, you will climb out of the hole that you are living in right now, and you'll begin to live at a brand new level. You'll see things in a brand new way. And when you do that, you will recognize that you are simply a spiritual being at the moment having a human experience, and it'll change your life.